Tom Ford recently released 2 new eyeshadow quads in his new cream eyeshadow formula. One was Violet Satine, which is this beautiful purple one. And then he also released this gorgeous greeny, grungy one, which is Velours Kaki. So I am going to put this one to the test today, the Velours Kaki, because I already have a lookup using this one on my channel, which I'll link down below for you guys if you're interested. Hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start playing with this beautiful little quad. I'm dying to go ahead and dig into it. So this one is 38 Velours Kaki. I thought it was Kaki, and on my reels and stuff I put Kaki, K-H-A-K-I. Anyway, it is what it is. This is what the quad looks like. Really, really pretty and a little bit unique for Tom Ford, I feel like. The other one he released is Violet Satine, which I've already used in a Get Ready With Me. This one is Violet Satine. Beautiful, absolutely stunning, and these 2 shades especially, gorgeous. Like really, really pretty. So if you want to check out Violet Satine in action on the eyes, I recommend going and checking out that Get Ready With Me that I used it in. Let me quickly just swatch this quad on the back of my hand though, just so as we're beginning into the look, you can at least get the idea of the color story of these shadows. So this is the 4 right here. So these are the 4 shades swatched out in order. So first and second, like the top row and then the bottom row. Very pretty. This one you can barely see, but on the eyes it'll be like that kind of a shade out of rose topaz that like you can just put over the lids. It gives just a little bit of dimension, and then you can wear like any bold lip with it, so I quite like it. This quad was 145 Australian dollars. It's expensive. It's probably still, I don't know if the quads have gone up from inflation, but the Australian dollar to the US dollar right now is like tragic. It's actually tragic. It's like 61 cents to the dollar for us. So prices for US to Australia have gotten even more expensive for us in the last month because of that exchange rate change. It's changed by like 10 cents, which really makes a difference. So that could also be why. Usually what happens is our makeup companies buy from America and they just kind of convert whatever the US price is, they convert it to Australian dollars with our exchange rate, because our exchange rate sucks right now. That would be potentially one of the reasons why it's so expensive. So anyway, that's how much it is. It's the new cream formula. I'm going to be really interested to see how these perform on the eyes, especially like the green, which I think is this one right here, because it does look like it has quite a black base. So I wonder kind of how actual green it will turn up on the eyes, but also it's not supposed to be like a bright forest green, I don't believe. It is supposed to be more of like a grungy kind of khaki green, I think. So let's give this a go. I have already primed my lids using my Rare Beauty eye primer, so we're good to go. We're good to get stuck straight into creating a little look. I'm gonna pick up this BK A305 first, and I'll go into that shadow to begin with. I really think that the Tom Ford cream formula is really, really good for those of you that like one and done shadows and just want to be able to kind of pop a shadow on with your finger and run out the door, because oftentimes I will grab the cream shadow quads from Tom Ford, or usually any Tom Ford quad, and I'll just kind of take my finger and smudge it out over the eye and it looks really, really good. That's kind of what his formula is really brilliant for. He is very expensive, so only you guys can decide that for yourself. I'll never tell you to just like absolutely. Metal Lust is the only quad from Tom Ford that I'm like, run, don't walk, go and buy that, just because that is such a crazy good quad. I mean, they're all, to me, all of Tom Ford's quads are crazy good, but that Metal Lust one is just another level. And that's the only one that, just because he's so expensive for 4 eyeshadows, I'll never be like, oh, you have to get this, or like, you know, whatever. You know, you do you. Everyone's value of $1 is different. I think it depends on how you vibe with luxury brands too. Like, I quite like luxury brands. I seem to be dipping more and more into the luxury brands like Tom Ford and you know, La Mer and Chanel and all of that is Clé de Peau. These are the kinds of ones that I have my eyes on. And I think it's just, you kind of find which ones you vibe with. Like for example, Dior, I really like the look of their products, but on my skin, they don't seem to work really well. But Tom Ford, I've not yet met a Tom Ford product that I don't super love and enjoy and looks really good on my skin. So I think it's just about finding that luxury brand that like really works for you if that's something that you're interested in. You obviously don't have to go luxury, but for me, I just love it. I'm not gonna lie. I love everything there is about makeup, luxury makeup. This color is beautiful, very easy to blend out. I am gonna zoom you in a little bit more, just offensively close, but at least you'll be able to really see. So it barely shows up. Obviously, if you're any darker to me, this is not gonna be a crease shade for you. It's going to look like chalky and like not show up at all. But what you would use this shade for if you are darker than me is like a matte, like where you would put a metallic shade over the lid, you would do that as like a matte shade. Like use this as like a metallic. I don't know if I even explained into words, but I'm probably going to do that for this look, so I'll show you. Now I'm gonna pick up a BKA 502 and let's try this shade right here. Actually, I'm just really curious about how this is gonna perform. If you can hear yelling, by the way, my neighbors are screaming in my driveway apparently. So whatever. Communal, like I live in like a townhouse kind of community. Not community, that sounds really weird, but there's like 2 rows of townhouses kind of thing. So, you know, you gotta put up with neighbors, it's fine. Normally they're dead silent, but on Sundays they seem to all like to yell. So I'm gonna tap this onto the outer corner. What I'm looking to see is just actually, does this show up as green, like any green? Or is it just straight pretty much a black shadow on the lids? But it actually looks like it's coming out quite green. I didn't expect it to be a bright green. It doesn't swatch that way and it doesn't look like that in the pan either. So I'm just looking to see what it kind of blends out to be. But I actually think that's quite nice. These cream shadows too look quite intimidating, but one, you can just clean up your mistakes really easily with them because they are cream, and 2, you can use, the softer the touch that you use, the less pigment you get. So they can get quite soft on the eyes. That is looking really quite nice. So let me go ahead and do the same thing to this eye. I've blended that all out, and what I'm impressed with is, don't mind these look slightly different, I've just got different shaped eyes. What I'm impressed with is that the more I've blended this shadow out, the greener it's kind of shown up. And I think that that is brilliant because there's nothing more that I dislike in a shadow than when I blend out a green and it just blends into black with the black base. So this one actually really does kind of stay that khaki green, like an army type green, which I quite like. I'm gonna pick up a Rephr 13 now. I'm going to go into this one, which is kind of a slight satin. And I'm just going to actually use this to deepen up this outer corner a little bit. I think this is a good deepening shade. I'm just gonna pick up a teensy bit of this one right here on a flat brush. And I'll just tap this a little bit here. I wouldn't probably normally put this here, but I just want to show you guys kind of what it looks like. It's just kind of a satin gunmetal. It's quite nice actually. It's quite dark though. I don't think if you don't like these kind of grungy colors, I wouldn't pick up this palette. It's not going to work for you. Like you're just not gonna be happy with how the looks turn out, because it is like a grungy palette. Like Violet Satine is probably more the vibe for you. Now I'm picking up this is just an Urban Decay brush that came in the Honey palette, and I'm just taking the flat shade aside, and I'm gonna go into this light tan color, and I'm going to pack this on the lid. I haven't used any intensifiers. I don't really feel like I need to with creams. If you wanted to make this shade pop a lot more too, you could cut the crease with a bit of concealer and lay some concealer down, It's just because I was a bit messy with that green. It's really going to show through, you know. Just dipping back into that Urban Decay brush in this shade right here. I'll just tidy that a little bit. Going back into the green. Alrighty, I think it's not looking too bad, but it is probably not an easy color story to work with. I think this is probably as good as I'm gonna get it unless I want to go full grunge, which I don't particularly feel like. So let's leave this here for now. Let's do my base makeup, and then we'll see what this comes together like with eyeliner and the rest of my face done and all that jazz. So let's do the speed through of my base makeup now. So my base makeup is done, and I put the Pat McGrath black eyeliner in the top waterline, and I put my Melt Cosmetics olive waterline eyeliner, I always say that, my Melt Cosmetics olive eyeliner in my bottom waterline, and I think that they look really good. I mean, this olive was like destined to go with like a khaki themed eyeshadow, right? Shall we finish this lower lash line? Who knows that I'm not doing anything crazy? You all know I'm not doing anything crazy. Let's dip into, actually no, let's dip into the green first, just on a little pencil brush. I've just run that like underneath here really lightly. I'll just pick up this Delium Tools shader brush with the light tan color, and I'll just run that slowly. See, I was a bit worried. No, I wasn't really worried. I like the look so much better now that the rest of my makeup is done, which is always, I guess, the case with any eyeshadow look, really, because you're not just gonna wear like, well, you might, which is up to you, but I'm not gonna wear like a full-blown eye look with no other makeup on. So I feel like once I do the rest of my makeup, it kind of all comes together a little bit. My under eyes are not looking as good as normal because I used the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte powder, which is the first time I tried it. I meant to get the compact and I got the refill. Anyway, here we are. And anyway, it's the first time I tried it, and they're looking a little dry and tired and haggard looking, so that's fine. We know that now. I'm gonna go in with my Ilia mascara. The eyes looking fabulous. Shan't lie. Look at these. Don't they look good? I feel like they do. I feel like they do. Lips. I'm actually not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to top up with my Natasha Denona My Dream lip gloss in the shade Natasha, because I feel like when my eyes are this grungy, I just like to keep the lips really casual and fuss free. I'm gonna go put my hair topper on. If you are new around here, I suffer from hair loss and wear alternative hair, and then I will wrap this up and give you my final thoughts. So let's do it. Finished makeup look, but what do we think? I really like how this has turned out. I actually really do. Let me get up close for you guys. I think it looks really pretty. I think with the skin being a bit lighter and the lips being a bit lighter and everything, I feel like it just really works and looks very pretty. And this like little pop of tan here just makes my hooded eyes look a little bit larger. I don't know, I'm really here for it. If you are wondering about this quad because you love the Creme formula from Tom Ford just as much as I do, then you will love this. The Creme formula is as good as it is in all of his other cream quads. It's beautiful. Same with Violet Satine. So, so lovely. It's such a great formula, truly. It's never patchy, it's beautiful, it blends stunning. It's like such a buildable pigment. You can really make it like completely opaque. You can sheer it out. It's really lovely. I love this formula. It is truly my favorite from him. The color story of this one, I don't know. I think if you're someone that wears a grungy eye or is looking for kind of a small quad that is like a grungy eye with this kind of green in it, and you don't mind paying the cost of Tom Ford because you're a makeup, like a luxury makeup lover, you love collecting his stuff, then I do think it's worth it. I really do. Do I think that you should just naturally go out there and run out and purchase this? No, probably not. I don't think this is a color story that a lot of people naturally would get a lot of use out of. I think you need to be someone that's specifically looking for this color story more so, but it is really good quality. It's beautiful. I don't regret picking it up or purchasing it or bringing it into my collection because I seem to have a thing for Tom Ford and his quads, and especially this formula, and I know I'll actually get a lot more use out of this than what I think. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, but I could see some people really struggling with this color story. So I think just be really mindful of, if you're going to pick this up, it's got to be because you actually think you'll get use out of this color story, because it is a bit darker. So you just need to be mindful of that, but I super love it. I know a lot of you don't find like the price point for his quads worth it, and I totally respect that. It's super expensive. This is specifically for those of you that love the Tom Ford quads and formula like I do. Anyway, hopefully this video was helpful in some way, or hopefully you had a good old time with me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I love chatting with you guys, and if you've made it this far, thank you so much. You're an absolute legend. Pretty please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps my channel out so, so much, and I truly appreciate it. And other than that, I hope that you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!